Getting ready to work on my grill. This one's got some busted things here. I got this with my header panel when I replaced it because my old one was bent up from that accident. This one's got a crack right here. I'll show you how I'm going to fix that. And it's not going to be chrome when I get done. Someday I'm going to overlay it with carbon fiber, but for now I'm just going to plastic dip it until I get some more funds. These are the original inserts out of my old grill. They're actually in better shape than these ones. They're not broken or cracked, so I'm going to sand those down and paint them semi-gloss Rust-Oleum. But I'm going to strip this chrome off. Well, the DA didn't work. Sandblaster didn't work. So we're resorting to razor blades and a lot of patience. I'll let you know. You can just get started underneath and then peel off sections at a time, but I'll let you know about how long it took me to get it off. I'm going to have to take these letters off too from underneath the back side, probably with this, and peel them off so I can get the chrome out from under them as well. Took me about 8 hours to strip all the chrome off of this thing. Now my cracks, I use epoxy JB Weld, the stuff that takes like a day to cure because it's the strongest. Filled in some little nicks just like it was spot filler or Bondo. Here's a crack. I put tape on the back side of the cracks so it don't just drip out. Anyway, got to fill this one up some more. Been tilted on its side, but it's fixed. The cracks are fixed. Just gotta touch them up like you do body work. I'm gonna sand this down and then fill it up again. And tomorrow, because it takes all day, hopefully it'll be the final sand. I'll check it tonight before I go in, see if I can fill it up one more time so it'll be good and hard. Now, you gotta have patience. You can't do this if you're gonna keep it chrome. You're better off just replacing it if you're gonna want a chrome one. But like I said, we're blacking out my truck. This is the factory original, not my original. I got this off a different truck, but it already had a crack here and a few other little small cracks, but we'll be able to fix it. Well, we got the first sand job done. As you can see, there's still gouges in here and a little pitting up here, but that thing's not going anywhere now. It's fixed. This one here just needs a little filler. Now I put masking tape on the back side I showed you earlier so it wouldn't bleed through. I don't care about that. It's not going to ever be seen. But I'm going to go ahead and put a little more on this side in the crack. I cleaned it all out good, sanded it and scraped it with my knife. I'll show you in a minute. Here's another one. Just going to fill the back side a little bit to help hold it together. Same with that one there. As you can see, I gouged them a little bit. Flip it back over. Now you can see some pits here from my knife when I was trying to get my chrome off. Excuse me. I'll fill those just like if it was Bondo with the JB Weld. I'll show you that in a minute. Now you can see here the JB Weld kind of extends out past both sides. And I'll show you why in a minute, but I got to fill that just a little more. Same with this one. You can see it on the sides a little. And then a little like a wormhole there in woodworking. Just got to fill it up a little more. I'm going to show you here on this DA pad sticky back. Here's your crack. This is your grill you're trying to fix, and this is your crack. You take a razor knife and gouge it down on one side as deep as you can, and then a little bit on the other side. Now, to me, it doesn't matter if it's the front or the back, whichever's easiest. It's going to get painted or covered over anyways with something else. I used to do this back in the 1980s working on muscle cars, fixing their plastic grills, and it worked out fine every time. Painted them up, you never noticed. Here's a little tip for you. Here's my Bondo lid. I always save all my sandpaper from my DA and I just fold them in half and stick them together. Sometimes I'll stick two together. Maybe like this side could be 220 and this side could be 80 grit, so you can be doing 80 and then 120. But it's just the used stuff, not brand new. You could do it if you want, I don't know. But I like to just store them in my Bondo lid. It's perfect size. I always have them around. I don't throw any sandpaper away until it's completely used up. Here's the JB weld, just a two-part, one part red, one part black. This is actually white, this is black. I use a coffee can lid to mix it in. An old zip tie end to stir it with and to spread it with. Here's how I fixed the interior cracks. This is a crack. I sanded on it, probably didn't need to do that. But anyways, this is a light switch cover plate, plastic one made out of PVC. Just use PVC glue that you use for sprinkler systems and plumbing. When I say sprinkler, I'm talking your outside lawn sprinkler. PVC, don't get ABS or any other, you got to use PVC. Well, at least I did. Now, I did a test first. I touched it with PVC glue and some liquid model glue for tester model glue. They both kind of melted into the plastic. So I just went ahead with the PVC because it sets up faster than the model glue. But what I did is I took this has a little dauber in it, and just touched it. And I took my little brush as tester model glue, touched it, let them both set for about 5 minutes, and then I came back and scratched it with my fingernail and looked under my fingernail and it was gray, so that means it melted the plastic. When I did this white piece from my light switch cover, same thing. I touched it with the dauber, I scratched it, and under my nail was white, so I know they're both PVC and they melded together. I just took a pony clamp, one of them little spring clamps, and clamped it in there until it's set up. But as you can see, I'll try to hold my camera here and flex it. It's fixed. That crack is fixed. I'll go show you one inside the cab really quick. Going to the cab here. Now this one was broken completely in half above the door. Look at that. Fixed. Got a piece of that white plastic on the back side and glued it together. I didn't sand this one or nothing. I did that other one first, so anyways, yeah, you can see the crack, but at least it's fixed. And my windshield one's completely broken, and I couldn't use plastic behind them. But anyways, you can see a glue. I'm not too worried about that. That's why I tried to sand it and tried to dull it up, but that's fixed. The other side was broken completely off. This one was broke all the way through here. It wasn't just cracked. I mean, it was two separate pieces. But it's fixed. So anyways, that's plastic trim on the inside of your cab. Well, we put our second coat of JB weld on the grill here. You notice I had to kind of put it on an angle. That's because right here it was pretty bad, and I don't want it all just running off, because this stuff takes 6 hours to set up and 15 hours to work and 24 hours for use. So tomorrow morning I should be able to come out here, touch up this thing, and then I'm going to plasti dip it with just spray, rattle can plasti dip for now. Okay, just put it on for a test fit. Here was my worst crack. It was about 5 inches long, and here was a little crack right here by the blinker light signal. Crack right here, It's all good now. Crack right here, it's all good. Just as you can see on the back side here, I didn't care about that. I'll worry about that when I overlay this with some carbon fiber. Same with this crack here, I'm not going to worry about that. I'll fix that with the overlay with the carbon fiber. But I'm getting ready to final sand with some 220 grit, hand sand, and then just spray on some Plasti Dip for now. While the Plasti Dip's wet, I'll just take these letters and poke them in there and let the Plasti Dip hopefully glue them in there for the time being. As you can see, some of the chrome didn't really come out, but it's inside there and it's so super thin. Some places the chrome is so super thin you can't get rid of it. But it's been sanded, and it'll take either paint or Plasti Dip, or I'm going to eventually overlay it with carbon fiber, hopefully. And we'll see how that turns out. Okay, got the grill in place. Just coated it with some Plasti Dip like I was telling you I was going to do. Just stuck the letters in while the stuff was still wet. Seems to be holding okay. Here's where my biggest crack was. I don't know if you can't really tell, but it was right here. It was about 5 inches long all the way out to the edge. Repaired up really good. Plasti Dip don't look too bad. I just sprayed the inserts in the light rings with some semi-gloss. They're too glossy. I might go flat black, I don't know, or see if I can find a flatter. Semi-gloss is just too gloss, so remember I peeled the chrome off. Makes this stuff stick a lot better. Plus the chrome was blistering here and there and popping up and cracking, cracked with the cracks and so on and so forth. That grill is repaired.